Welcome to the TradeFit Podcast, hosted by CLarke Jr. from LCS Plumbing and Scott Rutledge from SKB Construction. Let's get into today's episode. Okay, welcome everybody to the TradeFit Podcast.
Finally.
Take two. I am Scott from SKB Construction, and to my right here we have CLarke Jr. of LCS Plumbing
and Cladding. Yes.
I'm Jeff.
God damn.
I'm Nick from MyndFit.
Hi, Nick from MyndFit.
Hi.
Hello, Nick.
I'm the only non-trade specific person in here.
So this, as I said, is round two. We made a few boo-boos on the last one, but we moved forward.
Did we or did you?
We as a collective.
Righto.
Les, as usual, did fuck all. But
I just showed up. Just in the passenger seat.
But we're here and we're recording and we're talking, and yeah, this is podcast number 1.
It's gonna be fun. The first one we recorded was awesome. So tipping this one's gonna be better.
Awesomer.
Yeah. It was a beginner's luck.
So where do you want to start? Do we want to go back to the what is TradeFit? What's it all about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can do that.
I can do that. Okay. TradeFit is a byproduct or a collaboration between. It started between myself and Nick. I'm a client. Am I a client of MyndFit? I am a client of MyndFit, and during the process in the last 3 years of being a client with Nick, we realised that there is a need within the building industry for tradies, people to learn to
take better care of themselves. We call it mental health exercise. So we dreamt up this vision of TradeFit, a place where we can create a community to surround ourselves with like-minded individuals that want to become better versions of themselves. So then they can be better in
business,
the other components of their life.
Absolutely.
Personally and professionally.
And I suppose in many ways I'm 3 years of working, 5 years into working on myself to become that better version of myself. So I'm living proof that it does happen, it does work, and my business has grown immensely in the last 4 years, because when I am operating at a good frequency, then the people around me operate better and my business operates better and everything's better.
It's not rocket science, is it?
No, it's not.
Which is good, because I'm not sure you two get your head around rocket science.
IQ, floor level IQ.
Well, lucky we're working on EQ and not IQ.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
In a nutshell as well, though, like Scotty started doing his work, he started getting the benefits of it, noticing the changes in himself and in his relationships, and the bottom line at work as well. And kindly wanted to give back a bit as well. I think that's important to put in there. Scott's come through the challenges that he's been in and knows what not to do as well as what to do. And just wants to be a resource. And interestingly, the majority of my clients are trades, which I love, because being from a family of trades, Dad was a fencing contractor / home renovator, flipper, all sorts. Pop was a builder, Uncle's a plumber. Yeah, and then my dad died when he was 56. Just random, out of the blue heart attack. To look at him, he looked like me, like tall and skinny.
Awesome. So
not obese, not anything. And so that was not an instigator. It's just it formed part of the fabric of why I wanted to do this as well. So I think the why is pretty important. And then Les has just come on board. I didn't want to run TradeFit. It's sort of an extension of MyndFit. or a branch of it. I just thought it'd be better having 2 tradies run it, and Scotty was like, well, I've got fucking Les sniffing around me 24/7, so I might as well put him to some use.
Under the wing.
Under the wing.
Got to put up with him.
So Les is doing a program at the moment. So he's 8 weeks, I think, into being a MyndFit client.
Yeah, 8 weeks.
So it's a nice little thing. I'm sort of 15 years into this, doing the work. It's not self-help or personal development or anything. It's just emotional intelligence, learning how to be more functional within yourself. So yeah, I'm 15. He's in it. Scotty's 3. Les is
just at the beginning, baby.
Just giving birth to him. It's like that scene out of Ace Ventura when he's coming out of the rhino's ass. Yeah. And so the goal is, as Scotty said earlier, is to create a community of like-minded people. So there is a massive amount of traders out there that do understand. They've got enough awareness to understand that they're struggling a bit. They're stressed at work, and then they come home stressed, and their relationships are struggling, and their kids hate them, and they're drinking too much or doing something too much that's unhealthy, and they just don't know what to do. So we just want to try and put it out there, let it be known that there is something that can be done.
Absolutely.
Most definitely. It's an all too common story, really, isn't it? Like, like how many blokes do you know that are just on that merry-go-round doing the same thing, expecting, something to change?
Of madness, isn't it?
It is, correct.
That's something that popped up in my head then. Stubbornness. There is a label that's put on men in particular, I think. And I try and remove that label, because it's not actually stubbornness. If you look beyond stubbornness, like people think, oh, I'm strong-willed or I'm strong-minded. They're not. It's actually weak in a non-derogatory way. It's to be strong is to actually let go and put yourself out there. So stubbornness is actually anxiety-driven. There's a fear of being judged for getting help. There's a fear of the unknown. There's a fear of getting out of their comfort zone. There's a fear of change. There's a fear of, who am I if I don't do this? So that stubbornness on the surface is sort of a self-preservation mechanism, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
most definitely.
So men aren't stubborn. Men are actually afraid a lot of the time, because, and it's interesting, this is Men's Health Month, I don't think men are supported enough when they get help by their communities, by their mates, or by the people at home. When they say, oh, I might go and see someone, oh, you pussy, or if it's a missus, oh, I need to see someone, and it's sort of taken away from them. So it's a couple of different facets creating that.
Well, I suppose the bloke on bloke crime is like the fact that most people aren't very comfortable talking about it. You know what I mean? It's not very normalised to talk about your mental health. You know what I mean? It's kind of shunned. It's like, you'll be right. Go do a workout. Yeah. Go back to work.
Yeah,
have a drink.
Suppress it.
Yeah, have a drink.
And that's interesting as well, because it's I was literally just talking to a client then, and she's just about to start a program, and I just explained to her that if you have physical health, if you've got a body, you've got physical health, and a lot of people go to the gym and look at what they're eating. A lot of people don't see their mental health in the same light. If you've got a mind, you've got mental health. So, to everyone out there that's in denial or rejecting this notion or seeing mental health as a bad thing, it's not. Mental health is just a spectrum of emotions, and it's, where are you on that spectrum?
Yeah,
most definitely.
And a lot of people have a misconception. Mental health isn't depression or anxiety. Mental health, if you look at the spectrum, is also happiness and calm and peace. Yep. It's so interesting that people go to get help. They go into the clinical sort of model, the mental health model, and somehow our emotions have been turned into labels, and you can now get diagnosed with depression.
Yep.
I'd love to start diagnosing people with happy. It doesn't happen.
Give them a big green tick.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to inform you, and you are now calm and at peace. Good luck. Let's medicate that.
You're present. Well played.
So a big part of it, this is for me, is just, I don't even talk about it as a stigma anymore. It's just education. It's just updating people's belief systems. I don't like spreading awareness, because awareness doesn't do anything. It's in the excuse me. It's in the educating. So
yeah, and the levels of sadness. My dog died. It's okay to feel sad about that.
It's important to feel sad about
exactly.
it.
And anxiety. Anxiety is there to protect us.
Yep.
I'm anxious about sticking my hand around the back of this outdoor toilet because there might be a redback spider around there. That's a normal level of anxiety. Agree?
Because usually your hands are handcuffed behind the toilet, aren't they?
But normally Scotty's diving head first in the toilet.
The mental health world is very rigid and sad, happy.
Yeah, it's very black and white.
It's very black and white, and it's okay to. I know there's that thing that gets thrown around. It's okay to not be okay, but you've got to learn. I think the word vulnerable always comes up for me. Men and women need to learn to be vulnerable around friends, and it only needs to be a little small group, and that's what MyndFit, the TradeFit, is going to be about. Is being involved in that group where it's going to be okay to go, you know what, I fucked up today, or I've done something wrong, or hearing other people be vulnerable, going, you know what, I do that, or I do that, or I could be better at that, and slowly but surely learning that it's okay to just be vulnerable and not be perfect.
But vulnerability is a triggering word for a lot of people as well, because it's it's been seen as being linked to weakness or something. Yeah. So I prefer the word honesty. It's just being honest, and how am I genuinely feeling?
Yeah.
But people struggle to be honest if they don't feel safe, if they're going to be judged. So a lot of blokes don't share how they're feeling at home to their partners because they feel it's going to be turned against them or invalidated or dismissed or whatever. Yep. Or they don't talk about it to their mates because they're going to have the piss taken out of them. Because, and blokes are only taking the piss out of them because they don't know how to deal with that.
Yeah.
What do I do with this? This is
uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable. Yeah.
And so they use black humour and turn into a comedy,
or have a drink and drown it all out. It'll be fine. It'll be okay. And then obviously it's not okay because suicide within men, especially, just keeps growing and growing.
And what you were saying earlier, Scotty, about that community and being vulnerable or being honest, and having, it's important to feel how you're feeling. There is a thing. It's okay to be not okay or whatever it is. Something we're trying to. My goal with clients is to teach them how to have an emotional response which is in proportion to what they're experiencing.
Yep.
So if it's necessary to feel anxious because you're walking down a dark alley at night and you're going to be in a little bit of a heightened state, that's fine. Anxiety's not bad. If someone has passed away, you're gonna go into a bit of a depression, into a depressive state for a bit.
Yep.
That's not bad. It's necessary. It's important. It only becomes a problem when you stay in it for a period of time longer than is required, or if you have an aversion to being in it, if you don't want to be in it and you reject it.
Yep.
But because on the other end of the spectrum, it would be equally unhealthy for someone to be in a permanent state of happiness. Because life would be happening. There'd be times where it's required to not feel happy, but they're stuck in that one emotional experience.
Absolutely.
So no one looks at happiness as bad. So
No, they don't.
So we can't look at any of our emotions through that black and white lens of good or bad, or we don't have positive or negative feelings. We have feelings.
Yeah,
and they're all valid, aren't they?
And they will signal to us, what we're experiencing or what state we're in. No one can hurt our feelings either. Our feelings don't have pain receptors in them. Our feelings are telling us that we're in pain.
Yeah.
So our feelings aren't getting hurt. It's something else that's getting hurt, which we'll get into another time. So the whole TradeFit thing, it's going to be a podcast. It's going to be a Zoom catch-up every fortnight. It's going to be weekends away. It's going to be connecting either in person or online.
Yep.
So it's going to be exciting, and clearly none of us know what we're doing with it.
And it's completely unscripted.
Yep.
Like me and Les will do a podcast next week. We've already said, let's do another one next week. And what will we talk about during that podcast? We have no fucking idea. But
1v1.
It'll be 1v1, and we might
riveting.
We might give people a taste of what talking to another person, what I believe is a healthy way to speak to another fellow tradie. And man, we may give people what our example of that look like just by talking about some things that came up for us during the week and how we dealt with them, and how maybe we could have dealt with them better, or did we deal with them just fine? You know, maybe.
Yeah, and then we're going to have guests on. So the format will roll out. It'll be you two with a guest, and then I'll come on the week after and sort of unpack anything from a mental health perspective that popped up there, or explain things a little bit more, and then it'll be just the two of you the following week. So it'll be sort of a 3 weekly or 3 fortnightly cycle.
Yep, absolutely.
You know what would be good? If we could have the bat phone in here and tradies can ring in and go, hey. This is a bit like, remember Frasier?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And that'd be great.
So bat phone.
Yeah.
Bat phone. Put it on the board.
Put it on the bill.
Yeah. I think that camera stopped recording.
It definitely did. It said no space.
Has it really?
Oh, the red light.
I did notice that. Do you want to have a look and see if it has, or?
Well, if it has, we can't do anything about it.
It says no space left on the memory card.
Did it?
2 weeks in a row.
Oh well, it's just an audio. It's just an audio podcast now, people.
We'll get it eventually.
And I did my hair.
Maybe that's a sign. It's like we don't want to look at those guys and their ugly noses.
I've got my hair done.
The universe is protecting society from Captain Redbeard.
Yeah.
And his motley crew.
You should have just gone full skinhead.
Probably.
Yeah. When was the last time you were clean shaven?
I shaved my beard, I reckon maybe 4 years ago, and I instantly regretted it.
Are you hiding a child chin?
I'm hiding. There's more chins under here than a Chinese phone.
What's a child chin?
Like a real weak jawline or something.
It's funny because
why is it a child chin?
That's my own insecurities, isn't it? Really?
It is, yeah.
You know,
and here I am taking a piss out of you. What kind of mate am I?
But this is healthy banter because we're all in agreement that it's okay.
Yeah. So I shaved it off, and I realised
you looked 12.
It just everything was
wrong. Have you got a ball bag chin? No, is that right?
I do. Double
it's just really small, and I realised that I need a beard in my life.
You look tougher.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Lucky you had all the tough tats on.
That's it.
To cover up the chin.
So I'm a beard person now for the rest of my life.
Nice.
I haven't shaved with a razor since the day I left the army, because you had to shave every day.
Really?
In the army, yep. So I shaved with clippers, but one day because I got like settings 0 to 10, and one day I didn't look, and I went to shave my mustache and it was on 0, so it was like half a mustache. So I had to trim the rest of it, sort of faded in a little bit, and she looked pretty ordinary for a couple of days. But if I shaved, I'd seriously look 12.
Yeah.
And I can't even grow a proper beard either, so I'm Mr. Patchwork.
Yeah, that's pretty shit.
Yeah,
as long as you're rocking it, that's all that matters.
At least I've got a chin.
That's right. At least you've got a chin.
Mm-hmm. So Les, what we've spoken about the Scotty and my why. Why are you here? I mean, apart to get out of work.
Well, I just don't want to spend time on site. No,
it's winter.
It's winter. It's terrible being a roofer and cladder in winter. No, it's not. Well, I suppose I got Scott roped into this. Scotty kind of come to me and goes, "Hey, mate, I've been tossing up this.
Voice, is it?
I've been tossing up this thing that I want to do with Nick from MyndFit, and I remember walking in. We had our first meeting. He said, "Why are you here?" And I was like, "Well, you kind of put me on the spot." But I suppose I'm really grateful for the opportunity to be part of it, because I think it's a fucking fantastic thing, and I think it's a very valid thing at the moment in the world and climate we're currently in, because there are a lot of people struggling and a lot of people that don't have the resources or the how or the know or like the people around them to help them out, and I think we touched on this last time. I think it's great for us too, because we are also getting a lot from this, because we're accumulating this great, hopefully this great list of people and beings that want to be around and get around us. Energy feeds energy.
Absolutely.
And I just think it's definitely something that's kind of got to happen, and I think it's good because it's in our direct area, it's peninsula based,
and the trade industry, it's a what do you call it when it's a label or pigeonhole or the trade industry is generally considered to be pretty unhealthy, I think, in terms of which is weird because a lot of traders go to the gym.
Yeah, a lot of them are very physically fit. It's a very physically labouring job most of the time,
But there's a lot of the stigma, not stigma. What's the? Can't think of it. The typical tradies drinking 16 cans of V a day, swinging past a bottle on his way home,
having a stubby.
Just really. Just swearing a lot, just at work, just not looking after his mates properly. It's a bit of a stereotype. That's the word.
Yeah.
Is that how you guys? Obviously, it's not. But there is a lot of healthy, emotionally intelligent, stand-up men and women in the trade community or the building industry. Is it important to try and reach those people, or are they just doing their own thing and they're just going to be that way? Like, who do we want to get on board this?
I think you got to just be willing to get. Well, we want people on board that are accepting and aware and want to change. You know what I mean? Like they can see that they're like, you know what, this isn't who I really want to be, or this isn't working anymore. But if they've got the gonads to put their hand up and go, hey, I need a bit of help. Like, how do I do this?
It's a female version of gonads.
I don't know. I was trying my hardest to go like a multi-sexual thing. I had nothing.
Is that the title of your sex tape?
Yeah. No. There's
go multisexual.
Yeah, multisexual. Yeah, but I just think. It's for anyone who's willing to give something different a go to help themselves feel better and affect their world around them positively. When I say their world,
let's use you for instance, because you were thrown in the deep end of doing a program. Scotty sort of threw you under the bus.
Yeah, prick.
In our first meeting, he's like, "Oh, why doesn't Liz do it? Go on, let's do it." Yeah. So you didn't come in the traditional way, like you weren't sort of stuck or struggling or thinking you need to do something. It was more thrusted upon you.
Yeah. But like, I'm always open to, being thrust into something, because, sometimes when the universe offers you up like an opportunity like that, more often than not, you shouldn't turn it away, because it's there for a reason, right?
But you didn't come in the typical door to MyndFit. So you had some awareness that you may not have been functioning great on a few different levels, or that you could improve in some areas. But I
thought it was perfect.
Yeah, I know. But 8 weeks in, what have you having things reflected to and a bit more awareness? How much more fucked up are you than you really thought you were?
Oh, I've definitely got my kinks for sure. But I feel like, like we were having this conversation, like a lot of people, when I first came in, a lot of people are running on autopilot, you know what I mean? Like you don't even realize, like you're just doing, you know what I mean? You're not even like thinking, you just run around like a mindless being, just going through the day to day.
Unconscious.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I was like, no, I'm pretty aware and like open and whatnot. And then when you kind of remove the blindfold, you're like, hang on a second. Actually, there's a lot more I could be doing to, help myself. And by helping myself, I increase like the good energy into the people and my world, like immediate world around me.
Yeah. Is that the biggest thing for you, Scotty? I remember the last time we tried recording this episode, you were sort of, I'm now aware of where I am in the grand scheme of things, and I can intervene or set boundaries or pull myself up or
absolutely
meet myself where I am.
So many people rely on me. I've got 3 children and a wife, and but the people that work for me and the trades that do my work, they all rely on me to be the best, to be,
firing on all cylinders.
Firing on all as many cylinders as I can, and so back to
you said you were meeting yourself where you are every day, like, I've got this to do, but I'm not really feeling it now. I can sort of drop a few things off, or
absolutely, and delegate. Learning to within my business to delegate. If I'm not feeling, if I wake up and I've had a bit of a bad sleep and I can just focus on, and I know that I'm going to have a bit of an off day, I can just focus on the things that are important. I've learned now to just put the other things. I don't need to do that today. I don't need to do that today. Karen can do that. Tom can do that, or whatever. And I can just be mindful and go through my day, making sure I eat right, drink plenty of water, and then tomorrow that V8 version of me may turn up, and then I can catch up. I can always catch up. It doesn't matter. It'll be fine. The world will keep going on.
You also said last week that if you could tell that you were in a weird energy or whatever, you weren't going to put out a great vibe. That wasn't going to help the people around you.
So what I practice every day now, and I don't always get it right, but is just pausing before I say anything, especially if I'm a bit tired or if something hasn't gone. If I've had a desired, if I've had a desired for a certain outcome, if I've had a desire for an outcome, if I've had an attachment to a desired outcome and it hasn't happened, then I need to be I'm mindful of that. So I'll, stop and pause before I say something.
So what's an example of that?
What is an example? Do you know what I learned recently at a seminar thing I was at as well? I know this might be a bit off topic, but somebody said to me at the seminar, I'm a big fan of changing around words, which is another thing that I've kind of learned through MyndFit. But just
call that reframing.
Yeah, reframing things. So what I try to do now is one of my guys rings me. We've got a problem. Stop. Do we have a problem? Can it be fixed with money? Yes. Then I don't have a problem. I have an expense. Instantly, that makes it feel better, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. I have an expense. That's all.
Well, you have as many problems as you think you have.
Yeah.
And so many people are exceptionally skilled at going around collecting problems.
Yeah, collecting problems. So
this is a problem, and then they come home with all their problems, and then there's more problems waiting for them at home.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why they can't get up in the morning.
Well, do you know, as a builder, the best builder on the peninsula, my fundamental job is I'm a problem solver. I've always been a problem solver. So when I'm operating with a V8 turbo, I problem solve much better, and that's what I do. I problem solve, and
Does that carry, because there's leakage from professional into personal is a very real thing.
Yeah.
Do you find that you've got to solve all these problems at home then?
No.
Because you're conditioned to solving problems?
No, because me and my wife will solve them together, and
you're generally the problem, so she's
standing at home with a baseball bat.
I don't have a lot of problems, man. And I was thinking about this the other week driving along thinking, I have a great life. Like, I have a great, fantastic life because I've put in the work, man. I put in the work every day and I have a great life, and I don't have a lot of problems like that pop up that affect me anymore. They're easy to deal with, mate, you know. But it got me thinking about little problems become big problems if you're not careful. So you go through life thinking, I don't have any problems, and then I get a big problem.
Well, what you feed will grow, and energy flows where attention goes. So this little... And the reframing, you know, not even using the word problem and going, there's a challenge or there's some adversity or life is happening to some degree. You know, it really puts us in a different position where we go, all right, this is just adversity. I'm not special. I'm not unique. It's going to happen to all of us at some stage. So it's my turn to... And you know, the Stoics, the ancient Greeks, they were like, big ones for the obstacle is the way. That's you know, whenever... What was the quote? I think Seneca said, adversity strengthens the mind as physical labour strengthens the body.
Yeah.
But it only does so for a person with a growth mindset. If you look at this like it's an opportunity for me to learn something new or approach something differently or get out of my comfort zone or ask for help or whatever it is that I need to do, and that takes a victor mentality, where most people unfortunately have a victim mentality. And that's where they get stuck with adversity. And why is this happening to me?
Yep.
It's not happening to you. It's just happening, and you happen to be in close proximity to it.
Yep.
And it's happening all the time too, right?
Yeah. So that reframing, the changing your perspective. You know, I remember when I finished doing my initial work, if you will, getting out of my deep dark hole, and I was walking in the front door that once upon a time I couldn't even open, and I just started laughing, and I just realised how hilarious it was that nothing had changed, yet everything had changed.
Yeah.
My past was the same, all the experiences I'd had were the same, the house I was living in was the same, it was all the fucking same. The external was all the same, or the past was the same, but it was just my perception of it or relationship to it or attitude about it that had changed significantly.
Yeah.
It was mind-blowing. I burst into laughter. I go, fuck, it's so simple.
Yeah, and it is, and it's great. Like I love it. I love it now, you know.
Yeah, and that's interesting because when you get the hang of it, well, it's like anything. You know, it's everything's hard until it's easy.
Yeah.
So you turn up, you do the work, you put it into practice, you embody it, you get better at it, and then all of a sudden it starts happening effortlessly, and you start enjoying it. And you're like, and you have a little pat on the back. You're like, someone cut me off, and I just smiled and waved at them.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you get home okay.
I almost, in a watered down version, I enjoy problems in my life now.
We might have to talk about that.
I don't go, oh my God, oh, why does this always happen to me? Oh, this is bullshit.
But your type of thinking is to the exception, right? Like most of the people these days, you know, they're not. No. Most people aren't geared for that. They're like, everyone wants things easy
because there is no problem I can't work through.
Yeah. The metaphor for it is metaphors are easier to assimilate. So a ship sailing out at sea, every ship out at sea will encounter a storm, right? But that's it's going to reveal the captain. You're the captain of the ship, Les, right?
Arr, we hearties. Better get that red beard going too, eh? I'll fucking grow mine.
And so a lot of people will run and hide below deck and just hope and wish and pray for it to pass, or other people will get up there, and sounds like that's where you are, Scotty. It's like, all right, bring it on. I'm going to navigate my way through this. I'm going to stay present. What you don't want to do is to go from one end of the spectrum to the other and start being a storm chaser.
No, exactly. Not absolutely not. Like,
that's also an easy trap to fall into.
Yeah. Well, it's typical. When you're at one end of the spectrum, you typically go to the other end of the spectrum which is equally unhealthy, or you're still trapped in one end. So finding that the biggest word in MyndFit, I think, is balance. It's always that middle ground, or the middle way, or the middle path, or just finding that sweet spot. And I'm not hyper, I'm not hyper, I'm not too much this, I'm not too much that. I'm just in the middle.
And still learning from the mistakes. Every time now we make a mistake within the business, I've just used the business as an example because we spend so long within our work day.
It's just such an easy target, isn't it, Scotty?
It is, and we make a mistake and we learn from it. You've got to be able to pause and go, right, we won't. How do we not do that again? How do we learn from this and not get beat up about it?
So that's that growth mindset. Imagine, and that's only available when you don't have an expectation to be perfect.
Yeah, and it's a breath of fresh air sometimes to my guys when I'm dealing with things in that mindset. Then my guys are more receptive to it. Oh, I can't believe I did this, Scott. It's okay. What did we learn from it? Okay, next time let's do it this way, or be more mindful of it.
Well, no goodness really comes from stripping guys down. You know what I mean? Like, if you tear shreds of someone, you just...
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't really work as well as, where we were originally led to believe, right?
It's a great quote that says, if I'm wrong, educate me, don't belittle me.
Yeah.
It says more about the belittler than it says about the person who's made the mistake. And that flip of consciousness, or that reframe you were talking about earlier, Scotty, it's I can't believe I did this. Reframe that to, I can believe I did this because I'm not perfect. I don't know everything. I'm going to make mistakes. And then you don't get so reactive towards yourself and beat yourself up. And that last client I was telling you about, I asked them about their relationship to themselves, and they're quite reactive. And I said, imagine if every time you made something you perceived, and that's an important word because it's just perception which can change, if you perceived that you did something wrong, you had to punch yourself in the face on a physical level. You had to inflict physical pain, kick or punch yourself. You wouldn't do it because it doesn't make sense. Why do we do it emotionally or psychologically? Why do we use bad words against ourselves?
I suppose because we think there's no toll. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. That's great insight.
You internalise it.
That was wonderful.
Personal look into my own personal life. Useless.
No, you're bang on. Because it's and that's why there was I'll use it. That's why there was a stigma around mental health, because you can see the body. You can see if someone's got a broken leg, it's visible. It's real. It's known. Where psychological health, mental well-being, mental fitness, whatever you want to call it, it is that invisible one. And when you beat yourself up for doing something wrong, you don't think that there's a toll, but there is.
Most definitely. Again, because people aren't willing to dig deeper either. You know what I mean? Like, they're not willing to have a conversation about it, even just touching on that feels uncomfortable for a lot of people.
Well, a lot of people want to be seen in a really positive light by everyone around. They want to be loved and liked. So
and be in control.
They're not going to really own up to their mistakes. They're going to try and mask or conceal it through that sense of shame, which is all what we call unnecessary suffering. But it's also there because they may not feel safe. They may have tried to share their mistakes in the past and have been shut down or jumped on, or, as you alluded to, stripped down, berated. So it's about trying to relearn how to open up. If you've been closed, you've got to relearn how to open.
Yeah, well, that is what TradeFit is fundamentally about. And
Les is going to open you right up.
Les is going to definitely open him up with them legs of his.
Like a can opener.
So hopefully it's going to take people time. Some people are going to jump on it.
Yeah,
we hope, and some people are going to take it's going to take a little bit of time, and hopefully the trips away will be a bit of a cushion for those people.
Let's actually get how many tradies are driving around in 4-wheel drives that they've got decked out and never actually taken.
I am more than happy to guide them through some get some scratches on them four-wheel drives.
Off-roading experiences.
Yeah.
You can guide me because I'm not a four-wheel driver. Scotty, we're going to the bushes. What are you doing?
I'm guiding you. Going to open your ride up. Planting seeds, Scotty. I think you said it beautifully. Then there's everyone's mind is like a garden. We're planting seeds, and there'll be some really fertile minds that this is going to spring up and really resonate and go, "Fuck yeah, I've been looking for something like this," and blah blah blah. Other people, we're going to have to keep watering it, and but no one's going to help anyone. There's no knight in shining armour that's going to turn up and fix all your problems or make you better. You've
got to do the work. You've got to be prepared to do the work, but we're going to hopefully make it as easy as can be.
Well, we're just going to remove the barriers, a lot of the barriers, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I hope. That's the goal for me, to try and put this out there and make it a conversation that people are comfortable having, and when they realise that there's a better way, then they go, "Yep, I'm gonna put myself out there and go and do that."
And the trips away, again, we touched on it last week, and we'll just delve in there a tiny bit. Without the alcohol involved, it's going to be going to be taking people out of their comfort zone. It may feel the conversations that'll be had, maybe the activities that we do, like we were doing with the holistic hiking, with the men's retreats. We were doing things that felt a little bit uncomfortable sometimes. The meditating.
Yeah, so MyndFit and Holistic Hikes, aka Shannon Connell, shout out to Shannon from
Shannon
from Riverwolf Homes,
another beautifully bearded man.
Yep, that is a lustrous beard.
He does CrossFit. We'll let that one slide.
So MyndFit and Shan combined forces to run a men's health sort of weekend away. And yeah, it was great. There was some. Your brother came, Les. You went to, but you chickened out at the last minute.
I did chicken out. Yep. That's right.
You heard the word meditation, and you hid under your bed.
Yep.
And we did. And we there was silence, which was really nice. Which I think blokes are more comfortable with silence than women.
Fuck, that would have been rare with my brother.
And you. And so allowing that silence there, reducing a lot of the stimulus was great. There was accountability, when someone asks, "How are you?" it's par for the course or standard practice to go, "Yeah, good, not bad, fucked, not fucked." That's about the range of people's vocabulary.
Busy, that's a good one.
Busy, yeah.
Busy is a feeling.
So you weren't allowed to say any of that, and if you said any of that on autopilot, then you had to do 10 push-ups. So it was great. I remember you running around, Scotty, you going, "Hey, how you feeling? How you feeling?" Trying to catch everyone off guard. And it was fun, and the feedback from those weekends was nothing but positive. It was. I didn't expect it. I didn't think this was available. Why isn't there more of this? That's something I hear so much. Why isn't this being taught in schools? And why isn't there more of this?
Yeah. Well, here we are.
Here we are.
The three banditos.
Musketeers.
There we go.
The Stooges.
All right. Well, is that enough for today?
Yeah, I think so.
Great.
So thank you.
Hopefully it's recorded.
Hopefully it's recorded. The audio has recorded. We will endeavour to get this launched, and thanks for listening, everybody.
Boom. See you next week.
See you, boys.
Done. Bye-bye.